It really almost brings a tear to my eye. Gladly, my teachers have helped me and the Dhamma has helped me so that I can't remember the last time I shed a tear. But it almost brings a tear to my eye to see how much people toil day and night pursuing a happiness that is never theirs and that never will be theirs. I will prove that to you today. You know you work your socks off, don't you? You know how hard you work. Sometimes it's physically intensive, other times it's mentally intensive. Do you remember your parents used to say, study hard so you don't have to labor, so you don't have to break your back trying to earn a living? I brought with me a few video clips of how people who didn't take that advice have gone on to make a living by shedding their sweat, blood and tears, and that's how they know to make a living. But then there's you. You took that advice. Good advice was given and you took it. You studied. You worked hard. You took the courses. You went to the classes. You did your work. You strived. And then today, you don't have to work hard physically. You get paid more than they do. Yes, they do the blue-collar jobs. You do the white-collar stuff. You get paid more than they do. But that's because you suffer mentally. They suffer physically. They do a lot of work that can be done by machines. They do a lot of work that can be done by oxen, horses. Donkeys can do some of those work, some of the work that they do. Machines can do some of the work they do. But most of the work that you do, yet machines are unable to. But they're bringing artificial intelligence. It's coming around very soon. It's going to beat you. And then, soon enough, most of your jobs are going to become irrelevant. Then who are you going to go talk to? Over the next few years, ladies and gentlemen, work life, as you know, is going to change dramatically. Most of you will live to see this happen. Most of you will. The youth of today are going to have to be at the top of their game. This world is not competitive enough. Unfortunately, this world is not competitive enough for the youth of today to be relevant in 10 years' time. It's not competitive enough. So what do you think is going to happen? If it's not competitive enough, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to get even more competitive. It's going to get tougher. And life is going to become a real drain on everyone. Because jobs are going to be harder to get, but at the same time, people's desires just keep on growing. What makes you happy today doesn't make you happy tomorrow. Soon enough, it's not going to be enough to take a trip on a jet to go on holiday, because everyone's going to be talking about how they went on vacation to the moon, and then people here in 20 years' time, 15 years' time, maybe even 10 years' time, you will feel undermined if you haven't set foot on moon before you die. It's going to be the next target. Don't you think that you are not going to be influenced by society? Never get into this wrong thinking. Well, society says these things, but we don't want it. Not so. Most of your choices today are influenced by whom? Why is your house that big? Why is your car that size? Who decided the places you go to travel? Most of these choices are determined by the community that you live in, by the society that you live in, and you can't help it because you have a vexing mind. And once the mind vexes, the mind knows no other truth, no other solace than to seek relief from vexation. And the only way the mind knows to do that, unless you're equipped with the Dhamma, is to go after the object of your vexation. That is why we are here to learn an alternative, to free ourselves from those vexations. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and I speak to you from the bottom of my heart, this is going to happen to everyone out there. Over the next 50 years, life is going to get incredibly difficult. Yes, we're going to have the technology that's going to help people live longer. Yes, we're going to have the technology to help people cure themselves when they fall ill. But at the same time, even more rapidly, at a much faster rate, people's desires are going to keep growing. You know the human heart can never be satisfied. Where do you need to look for evidence for that? Just look in the mirror. You know the human heart cannot be satisfied. Because the human heart is rife with ignorance and attachment. Whatever the mind wants, the mind will have to find a way to get it. You know this is true. Whenever you wanted something, you had to find a way to go and get it. But you've always been civil, so therefore you only sought civil ways of getting it. That is what civilization is. But weren't there times, aren't there events, occasions that you don't want to think of? Events of your past, things that you did that you don't want to think of because those were not your finest moments, moments that would embarrass you if I spoke of them in public? Don't all of you have something that you have hidden from everyone else in society? That includes your parents, that includes your spouses, includes your children, includes your siblings, includes everyone. Everyone has that. You're not alone. Everyone has that. Young people these days, they have lots of them. So many things that are done behind closed doors that parents never get to find out about. So many things get done behind curtains that no one finds out about, but they have to bear the burden of it. But when vexation strikes, who do you call? Who do you go to? That is why it is crucial that we impart the Dhamma on as many hearts and minds as we possibly can.